This video we're going to look at finding the area between two curves, and in particular we're going to look at the two curves being two trig functions. So to find the area between two curves, here we've got a curve f of x which is on top and your g of x which is below. What you need to do first of all is find the 2 points where they intersect, because these will be your limits. So the area between these two curves when f of x is on top and g of x is below is going to be the integral between a and b, so a and b, of f of x minus g of x. Now if you get this wrong, all that will happen, so say when I say get it wrong, if you put the g of x first and then the f of x, all you will get is a negative answer where you should get a positive answer. So you'll just know, you'll just say in your answer, therefore area is, and then make it positive. So it's not a big deal if you do get this wrong, but it is nice just to have the correct curve on top. So here for our area bit, the f of x curve is definitely on top, and the g of x curve is below. Okay, so in this example it says find the area bounded by the curve y is equal to sine x and y is equal to 2 sine x between 0 and pi. So 0 and pi are your intervals, or your limits, I should say. So we don't have to work them out at all. And this curve, the bottom curve, will be your y equals sine x, and the top curve will be your y equals 2 sine x. Okay, we're just going to put the two curves equal. We're doing this really just in this case just to show you how it would be done if you weren't given these limits here. But we're going to just say put sine x equal to 2 sine x. So you're putting your y equal to your y, basically. If you bring all the signs over to one side, you'll have 2 sine x minus sine x, which just leaves you 0 equals sine x. And so if sine x equals 0, sine x equals 0 when x is equal to 0 or x is equal to pi. So that's where you get those two limits. Okay, so we've got our limits, and you just say your area is equal to the integral, and then your lower limit was 0, your upper limit was pi. And when we did, I'll just show the working out for this. This was your upper curve was 2 sine x, your lower curve was sine x, and we just needed to integrate that. Now, big mistake people make is they integrate it in that form. Just take another line and do the subtraction. You'll have sine x, so you're just integrating one thing as opposed to two. Now when you integrate that, you're going to integrate sine, you're going to get minus cos, and then you just have to put in your pi and your 0. So we'll just work across. That's going to be minus cos of pi minus cos of 0. So cos of pi is minus 1, so minus cos of pi is positive 1, and then that's going to be minus 1, which works out to be 2 units squared. Okay, our last example, we've got to find our limits. First of all, we've got the upper curve is y is equal to 1 plus 10x minus 2x squared. The lower curve is 1 plus 5x minus x squared. So we're going to put these two equal to see what our limits are, or where they intersect. I imagine that is one of them is going to be 0, and then this one I have no idea what it's going to be. But to get us started, just put the two things equal. So just put 1 plus 10x minus 2x squared equal to 1 plus 5x minus x squared. And then bring it all to one side. You're going to have x squared minus 5x. And then take an x outside of bracket. That's going to be x minus 5. So x is equal to 0, as I suspected, and x is equal to positive 5. So you've got your two limits. We'll go on. I'll do this. I'll maybe be able to squeeze in here. I'll say my area. So I'll label that. That's my area. My area I'm trying to find then is the integral between 0 and 5, and my upper curve was 1 plus 10x minus 2x squared. My lower curve was 1 plus 5x minus x squared. And again, before you integrate, do the subtraction and work out what it was. So if you do that subtraction, you're going to get your 5x minus x squared, and we're integrating with respect to x. So we've now integrated, we're under our square brackets. It's 5x squared over 2 minus x cubed over 3, and 5 and 0 go in. So putting in the 5, so 5 times 5 squared is going to be 125, and that's over 2, minus 125, and that's over 3. And putting in your 0, you'll have 5 over 2 times 0 squared is going to be 0, minus 0 cubed over 3 is just going to be 0. And when you work that out, you're going to get 125 over 6, which is the same as 20 and 5/6, and that's units squared. And that's it done.